you've ever been silenced, blamed, or doubted, this is your chance to speak, to be heard, and to be part of a global healing movement. Our next guest will share how you can speak up in a safe container to begin the healing process and step into your full potential. Hi, and welcome to the You World Order Showcase podcast, where we feature life, health, and transformational coaches stepping up to be the change they seek in the world. I'm your host, Jill Hart, the Coach's Alchemist, on a mission to help coaches and entrepreneurs amplify their voice, monetize their mission, and get visible, leveraging podcasts and Substack. Today, we are talking with Tywanah Evette, also known as the Black Butterfly Goddess. She is a spiritual strategist, trauma recovery facilitator, best-selling author, and spiritual speaker, inspirational speaker. Wow, that one was a mouthful for me. And she has a passion for helping heart-centered women reclaim their power and heal from past trauma. Tawana guides her clients on a transformative journey of personal growth through spiritual guidance, trauma recovery, and intuitive coaching. She creates safe, personalized spaces for women ready to step into their full potential. Welcome to the show, Tawana. It's great to have you here.
Thank you, Jill, for having me. I am so excited to be here.
Okay, so are you ready for the big question? Okay. What's the most significant thing, in your opinion, as individuals we can do to make an impact on how the world is going?
Heal our traumas and our hurts and clear ancestral karma and vows.
I love that because no matter what you're doing, until you get those taken care of, you're just like the sludge on the bottom of the container, dragging us all
Exactly.
down.
Yes, yes.
So, how can people who've experienced trauma, and really there's not a one of us who hasn't experienced some sort of trauma in our lives, and we may think we're healed, but there's always something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do they start their journey? Where would you suggest they begin?
Um, so the system that I use,
Mhm.
um, I work through the chakras.
Okay.
So I start with the root. And I tell my clients things like, I'm pulling up the roots. Your trauma is a tree, and I am going for the roots, and the roots is the stability and the comfort and all of that stuff. Safety though. Safety. And then move up. So I would say learn chakras and what they mean and what they stand for. Because those little sensations in your body, they're not butterflies. They're your chakras letting you know something is good, something is awry, something is amiss, something's going to, break down your stability, whatever it is. You shouldn't be around someone, getting headaches, things like that. So I would suggest starting there, and then find a coach who can help you work through those systems.
If for somebody that really doesn't know much about chakras,
Mhm.
how would you tell them that they could tune into them, for lack of a better way of putting it?
So, one of the things that we have been taught to doubt is our intuition, that gut feeling, that pain in the stomach, that, oh, I think I ate something that upset me, but in fact, you're around company who doesn't like you. Um, Start tuning into that space. Pay attention to the sensations in your body as you go about your day. So if you walk in your job and you get a headache instantly every morning, it's not the right space for you. If you meet a significant other and you think you're getting butterflies, honey, that's not butterflies. Those are your chakras screaming, get out, something is wrong. Um, but that intuition, that gut feeling, and that's where it's located, right in your gut. Don't ever deny that. That's the first step. Do not ever deny what you feel there.
I I have experienced a lot of these things myself, and I can, I've always been pretty intuitive, but I have gone through periods in my life, like a lot of us, where we just like deny it. Nope, can't be that. And then we have the medical community that likes to help us, you know. My stomach hurts, so you go to the doctor. My stomach hurts. It's been hurting, it's been hurting, and they tell you either it's all in your head, which
Mm-hmm.
they're probably closer because it's really all in your body, but
Mm-hmm.
at least they're getting the idea that it's not physical yet, but
Right.
it does become physical. Like I had an experience, I lost my gallbladder because
Mm-hmm.
I ignored the pain in
The
my stomach,
signs.
which was my intuition telling me something was wrong, something's wrong. You need to do something about this situation. But I was just like, nah. And then, it gets so bad, your body has to do something to really get your attention to make you change something. And
Yes. I went through the same thing. I went through I get it. I get it. I ignored those, pains in the stomach. Oh, it was the spaghetti sauce. Oh, I shouldn't have eaten something fried. No, no, I should have gone and sought help. But the medical community is good at not only pacifying or it's all in your head, but handing out pills like they're Tic Tacs. If everyone here knows what a Tic Tac is, I don't even know if people eat those anymore. But it's like candy. They hand out pills like they're candy, and those pills numb those chakras, those warning systems, those signals, those signs, versus treating the root of the problem. And often the root of the problem is there is something trying to come up that needs to be healed.
allowing us to have space to heal those things. We get so busy and, really going to the doctors, like we want to push off responsibility for what we're feeling to somebody else and have them
Yes.
just like give us some magic that's going to make us feel better. And if
Hmm.
if you go into the doctor with that in your head, then it's like we want to pass off responsibility for our diets
Hmm.
or for listening to our bodies. And, that goes back to your diet. What is your
Hmm.
body really asking for? It's probably not that soda pop in your fridge, or those Doritos.
Or the
It's,
chief. I was about to say other chips.
yeah, yeah. You, those might be habitual things that you go for when you're feeling this way, whatever way that
Hmm.
is, but they're not really going to help you. And until you can make some space and stop being so busy, even if it means, maybe you just need to go lay down on your bed and take a nap. Because
Hmm.
taking a nap is often your body's way of saying, just slow down, slow down.
Exactly.
Let me talk to you for a minute, or your spirit guides, or whatever you want to, whoever you talk to
Hmm. Hmm.
when you're
Hmm.
in
I
that state.
agree. I agree. Something else that society has wonderfully done with women is placed us in survival masculine energy, and it removed our power. And because as women, we are meant to receive, flow, and multiply.
Mhm.
We are not meant to work, work, work. We are supposed to ask and receive. That's it. And doesn't that it sounds so simple, right? It's like you're just saying ask and receive, but it's the truth. If you think about goddesses in Egypt, they just sat and people from all over crushed beetle shells for eyeshadow. You know, I brought you camphor. I brought you this. I brought you incense made from this herb or whatever. They just allowed themselves to be. And when you just allow yourself to be, you can hear those warning signals. You can put your finger on what's wrong in your body, and you're not worn out all the time trying to run to the doctor to get a happy pill. So,
Or slowed down by the
yeah,
results, the consequences of taking
exactly.
those drugs. And it's not just the drugs from the doctors either. There's just like drugs that people take to just cope with life. Not necessarily legal in all states,
Mm-mm.
or countries. And
Mm-hmm.
there's alcohol, another thing that, you know, people people don't
Our
even
food
our food. Yeah, the
in the
chemicals in
US.
our food. And from innocuous things like bread. Bread is killing us. Grains are all sprayed with glyphosates, which is
Mm-hmm.
Roundup. It's
Mm-hmm.
Roundup Ready seeds.
Mm-hmm.
Monsanto, like about 30 or 40 years ago, really
Yeah.
started into messing with our food supply to the point where I I wonder if there will be future generations, at least in this country, because so many people are ignorant about food in general
Yes.
and what it's doing to us.
Yes.
And I'm talking primarily about reproductive women,
Mm-hmm.
because if you don't eat nutritious food, well, real food, while
Mm-hmm.
you're gestating a new life, those kids are going to be at a disadvantage. And then decide
Yeah.
it's really important that we
Pay
administer
attention.
poison to them right after
Mm-hmm.
they're born in various
Mm-hmm.
forms. But
Mm-hmm.
this is my opinion.
I think we share it. I think we share
And all these things work to develop trauma in the next generation. And
it.
we've
They do.
all undergone trauma ourselves from, it's not that people, parents in particular, try to be, you know, any way but loving. I mean, how can you not be loving towards a baby when when you and your
Mm-hmm.
children? Yeah, we were wired to love our
Yes.
children. But every one of us has been traumatized somewhere along the line, either with our parents or with the people
Mm-hmm.
that are around us. And it usually
Mm-hmm.
happens in the first 6 or 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And most of us don't even remember how it happened. We just know that there's something that's not right
That was there.
that was there.
Exactly. It's
So
yeah.
how how do you work with people in terms of, like, how does that look? Do you do groups? Do you do one-on-one? Do you um yeah.
I actually do both. So I do one-on-one coaching. I have 3 clients now, 3 openings. Um, but I also do things like workshops and webinars. So, like, for example, right now, and I repeat this class multiple times a year, 4 to 6 times a year, on narcissistic abuse and recovery, because people don't realize that stays in your body. It changes your brain, it stays in your body, it changes your thought process. And until you get someone who understands all of it to guide you through it, you cannot heal from being with a narcissist without addressing all of it.
And you don't even have to be married to one.
Mm-mm.
You can My father-in-law was a narcissist, and
Hmm.
he was a closet narcissist, which are
They're the My
Super,
ex-boyfriend was one. They are the
super.
most insidious people.
Hence, I lost my gallbladder. He lived with us and for like 18 years. And I kept denying that it was a problem because, I always felt like, you should take care of your parents. And he was my
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
husband's dad. Um, but it wasn't, and I really didn't understand narcissism all that much. But the gaslighting, you come to think it's you.
Yes.
That's the thing about the narcissist is you think it's you that's the problem, and you keep trying to do things to make it not be that way. And it doesn't
Yes.
have to be like super mean things. It's
Mm-hmm.
just the consistent little
Tearing away.
tearing away, and it's the making you think that question yourself, to
Yes.
question whether you actually really are are wrong all the
Yes.
time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My ex-boyfriend, my old therapist said he checked every box for covert narcissism. And in fact, I tried to take my life from that relationship, which is why I
His
repeat that
wife
class
did commit
multiple.
suicide.
Oh my dear.
My husband's mom committed suicide years ago before I met him. So it's like 30 years ago now, 35 years ago.
Hmm.
But yeah.
It's
So when
because
I
no
say it
one
was a
believes
narcissist,
you.
it was,
No one knows what's going on. No one believes you. You're just isolated. You're torn down, you were belittled, berated, and the way I explain it is he took my soul.
"Hmm,
He chipped and chipped and chipped away until my soul was gone. So I made it a point after I found the healing modalities I used
mhm,
to go out here and educate
mhm."
and teach women how to heal. Men are abused too. I
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah.
get caught by that community. Men are abused too, and I understand that. But my purpose, my personal purpose and calling is for our women.
Mhm.
Um, so yes, I teach the Narcissist Recovery Blueprint 4 to 6 times a year. I just put on the Heal Her Summit, a global movement for survivors of abuse, but we've got another one coming up. Rise and reclaim, ignite your soul, and live courageously in your truth. I cannot wait for that one. And
I love that one.
yes, yes, it's the next step up. We're teaching you how to heal. We give you healing modalities. You've got all these freebies and things that you can use to begin your journey. And now we're going to teach you how to rise from it. Because people always ask me, okay, you healed, but how did you do this? So that was the next step.
I
And
love that. It's so important that we not just once you recognize that you're in a hole, first rule of hole digging is to stop digging.
yes.
But you got to climb out. And
Hmm.
and once you get up on the top, then what? It's like move forward. Get away
Hmm.
from that hole. You don't want to be
Hmm.
there anymore. And there's ways to really figure out who you are and what your purpose is, and it's not to be like the punching bag for somebody who
No.
has their own trauma work that didn't get done, and so they're causing pain for other people, which
Hmm.
is, you know,
It's crazy. I tell people, even in my TikTok community, I say, my past is back there. I don't ever look back there.
mhm,
Now, if you're back there, I will reach my hand back for you and pull you up to where I am, but I will never turn my head to look back there because
yeah,
my past was not some horrible lesson because I was an evil person. My past was a series of tests and things to prepare me and propel me into my purpose. I don't, as someone who has gone through heinous trauma,
Mm-hmm.
I was, may I speak freely?
Sure.
Trigger warning, brutally raped by my father at 10. My fifth grade teacher laughed at me when I told her the next day. Impregnated by him at 15, went and lived in the New York City group home system, emancipated, married a deacon narcissist, just like my father, then
Mm-hmm.
married another deacon narcissist who was abusive in a different way, just like my father. And then I met the end all be all, the biggest monster at the end of the video game. And that's where I tried to end my life. But what happened in that in between when I was asleep, that changed everything. When I was in the in between, the void, the ancestors' realm, whatever you want to name it, right?
Mm-hmm.
My stepfather and my mother were waiting for me. And I hadn't seen my stepfather since 1986, so I'm screaming, "Daddy, finally, I'm with you." And I'm excited because finally the pain is gone. I'm not worthless anymore. I'm not unlovable anymore. I'm not unnecessary anymore. I'm not a failure anymore. I'm with mommy and daddy. My daddy had his head down. Daddy never told me no. So he had his head down and he goes, "No, boom, boom, it's not time." And I walked over to my mother, and my mother's a Leo. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
People are waiting for you. She's not listening to a word I'm saying. I am rambling. "Mommy, please let me stay." Da, 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 da. People are waiting for you. You have a purpose, and it begins now. And she pushes me back into my 3D body. Now, I didn't wake up with that memory, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of masked it for a little while. I woke up thinking, wow, he's right about you. You can't do anything right. You couldn't even do this right. I don't know who saved me. I don't know how I got to the hospital. I don't know what the hospital did to save me. I can only tell you two things I know they didn't do. Nothing's clear. The records are not clear. And it's because my mother says it's not for me to know. But what I do know is 8 months later, when I moved into my apartment, my mother's voice got so loud I couldn't sleep. And I would be sitting outside. I'm in Washington, D.C. It was winter time. I'd be sitting outside all night scrying. All night. Journals and journals and journals of scrying. And what she was doing was in tandem with the spiritual coaching, the RTT hypnotherapy, the energy clearings, the dark night of the soul clearings, the um, Reiki sessions that I was going through. She was getting the yuck up and out. In February of last year, she says, "It's time to use your voice." And my mother and I have a comical relationship. We don't have one of those, you have to always be serious and scared.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "To do what? What are we doing?" And I opened Facebook. I'm not even in a podcasting community yet. And there's a call for a podcast. And I'm like, haha, funny lady. Funny. I haven't shut up since. And I won't. There are too many women out here that need to know how valuable they are, how beautiful they are, and that they could make it to the other side. Now, am I fully healed? No, we will never be fully healed. But all of that hurt and that yuck, when a situation arises now, I know where to put it. I know how to handle it. I give myself the space and the permission, the compassion to work through it and move on. And it sounds, again, so simple, but that's what happens to those of us who have done that grueling, I'm awake all night, I can't sleep, I can't do this in the we're with the shower running in the bathtub, I can't do this, I can't. Those of us that have been through those moments, we just know how to handle things differently.
Nothing is birthed without a lot of blood and pain, ever. And the awakening is that way for all of us. There's just like you're going to go through something, it's going to be difficult, but you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to do it alone. There are people like you out there that are like, here, I'll be your
Yes.
midwife. I'll
Yes.
hold your hand. I'll show you the process. I'll be there
Mm-hmm.
for you as you go through it. Everybody has to go through the process themselves. It's not
Mm-hmm.
like somebody can do it for you, which is, we complain about the medical community for because they make all these promises, but they don't actually know how to do this. And it's why, the workshops that you have, the group coaching that you do, and even the one-on-one coaching for, people that really need extra help. And, you know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
If
Mm-hmm.
you're listening to this and you're like, oh God, I really need somebody that can show me the path to at least, start taking steps on.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you need to reach out to Tawana and get connected to her.
Yes, I agree.
So, um, you offer a free sixth sense journey
Mm-hmm.
journal.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's actually a sixth sense journal.
Yes,
Sorry,
yes, yes.
I don't know why that's like all the ends
It's
together is like a little tough for my tongue this morning. But you want to talk about that a little bit and how it will help people to kind of come to a place where they feel like they can start moving forward and healing.
well, it's got prompts and questions in it that really make you reflect on your senses. Because
Mhm,
remember, that's what we talked about in the beginning, the senses.
mhm,
And so it helps you connect to self. We are so disconnected from ourselves because of all of these devices and things that we have all over our house that sometimes we have to learn to put them down and grab a pen and a piece of paper and begin to do some actual work.
mhm.
That's a distraction. The journal is work. So it's got prompts and engaging things in it that help you to not only awaken your five senses, but that sixth one, that intuition. It helps you to tap into that, which will then let you know whether or not you're safe, whether or not you're okay, whether or not you're in danger, things like that. So that's why I created that journal.
I love that. And so, how can people find you and find your offers? You have a stand store, correct?
Yes, I have a stand store. Everything is Black Butterfly Goddess on all social media platforms. And my website address is blackbutterflygoddess.com. I am in the midst of literally in the middle of going from one website developer to another. So I've been working away between meetings to get that up and running. But that'll be back up and running in the next couple of days. My website is blackbutterflygoddess.com.
That's perfect. And there was another website called healher.biz. Is that still
Yes, those are the
functional?
events. Yes, it
Okay.
is. Yes, it
So,
is. And that will have the information for the Rise Summit. The landing page for that is already in there. That'll go live later today. But it also will contain things like the workshops that I do. So, like, for example, the narcissistic abuse workshop that I do, um, as well as any others. I discuss all things like how to connect to your ancestors, how to clear ancestral karma, how to honor your ancestors, what is generational trauma and how do you heal it. I had to learn how to heal that. And believe it or not, my children were the mirror. So, we also do things like that. We have fun events sometimes, not all just work. We do annual vision board parties. The only catch is you're not allowed to put a date on it, a year, nothing, and it has to be the biggest, best version of your life that you could ever imagine. And yeah, we don't do dates, and it's got to be the best life you could imagine. We're not talking about air fryers and things like that, unless you want a custom built in the wall or something like that. But
the bigger
we
you
have quite a
dream,
few events. Yeah.
the more potential you have in life. And, I've been there at the very bottom where it's just like, no, that's just a pipe dream. But I'm on the other side, and I can tell you, all you have to do is put it out there. As you
Yes.
said in the beginning, as women, we ask and we receive. Those are our
Yes.
jobs. So ask
Yes.
big, girlfriend. We need it.
Exactly. Exactly. I love that.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Tawana. This has been a great conversation. And thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for sharing your very vulnerable story with us. I feel honored that you trusted us enough to share that with us.
I appreciate you listening. I had a wonderful time with you today, Jill, and I thank you and I honor you.
To learn more about Tawana and to learn more about the summits that are coming up and also to get the Sixth Sense Journal, please visit her stand store at stan.store / Black Goddess. And you will find all of the things that she offers and how to get in touch with her if you're interested in working with her on whatever level you wish to. We'll be sure to put those links in the show notes below. Thank you for tuning us in with us today. If you have a podcast or are interested in starting one to get your message in front of our huge and active audience, be sure to reach out to us at support@heartlifecoach.com. We love to help spiritual entrepreneurs and coaches amplify their voice and monetize their mission and offer a variety of ways to do this on Substack. Join us for our next episode as we share what others are doing to raise the global frequency. And remember, change begins with you. You have all the power to change the world. Start today and get visible.